All right, class, this is to go over if you're using Creative Cloud and Premiere. It should look something like this. If you don't see this exact layout, come up here to Editing and reset to save layout, and it should look something like this. It is a little bit different than Create CS5. For one, your project window is down here. Likewise with the CS5, though, you're going to double click in here to bring in your videos. So I'll just bring in this one, hit open, and it should appear here. Mine currently looks like this. Yours might look like this. The icon view, I would always turn it to list view because it's just easier to look at and it's something I'm used to. You double click on this, it should appear up here. Everything should work. You can scrub, you can hit L, K, and J, spacebar, and the arrows to move to the spot that you want to grab. Your ins are the same, I or O. And then you can grab this for the first time and pull it into the new window. And it should appear here. To zoom in or zoom out to see more or less of the clip, you can pull this bar. You can see more or less of that clip. Likewise, you can J, K, and L down here, scrub, spacebar to move around. Slip edit is the same. If you need to slip edit a clip in or out, just do that. We're going to come back up here, grab another section, I, O, and then pull that in, right? And then maybe zoom out so we can see more of it, right? Razor tool works just like CS5. Cut these up and then move them around. And that's generally all you'll need to do. You hold down Control, and it should work just like CS5, where it pushes instead of replaces. So if I move this clip and just drop it there, it's going to erase that clip. It's going to overwrite that clip. If I pull and hold down Control, it's going to push to that side. And now it has an opening here that I can right-click and ripple delete. You can grab multiple layers by doing this, and you can copy clips too. Control C, scrub forward. If you hold down Shift, it should jump to the edge, and then Control V to paste. So you could have multiple clips happening again and again and again and again. Right click, and you can go to speed and duration. You can reverse it. And so now this will play and then reverse. Come over here, we'll bring in a audio file. Double click this. Likewise, you can see it just like in CS5. And with audio, you can just pull it directly down. You have to grab it by the actual wavelength and pull it down here into another audio channel. And so you might not decide to use the audio that you're using here. Yeah, I really don't like how they change some of these things. I'm sorry. It takes me a while to get used to. But you can turn those off and on. Let's see here. That's actually a good question. I don't know. Right off the bat, it's not obvious. Oh, here we go, mute. So you just mute track if you don't want to hear the audio for that, and just want to hear the audio for the sound that you just put in. And what else we go over? If you want to change scale, double click on it. Should appear up here in the source window. You can go to Effect Controls, and you can change the position, the scale, right? What I really don't like is that it no longer has the option to visually just move things around, unless I'm just not familiar with what they want me to grab anymore. Now let's ripple edit. So yeah, it's kind of upsetting that it's no longer here, but now anything you want to do with scale, rotation, or movement looks like it might have to be done currently with the hotkeys. And of course these can be animated, right? Click on the stopwatch. So you'll see it makes a keyframe right here. Scrub forward and increase the scale. So you could have a zoom in. I'll turn that off. Yes, I know. You could also just have a pan, right? So, and we'll move this to the, so now it has a kind of a pan over while the video plays. And of course, this will work for stills, for anything that you bring into Premiere. What else we talk about? Transitions. Go to Effects. Right here is your video transitions, similar to CS5, and you can just drag and drop those in between, and then double click on them to change the settings of that. Yeah, well, whatever. There we go. So it works, it just looks different than CS5. So if you watch the previous tutorial, there's just a few differences in terms of where everything is at. A lot of the things I don't think are for the better, so I currently still use CS5, in part because I'm used to it, in part because I don't need all this extra stuff to look at. Media browser I don't need, libraries I don't need. Yeah, and so if any questions on how to use this, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.